Hello everyone. Today we will create our very first Android app using B4A. We will create the same example, the guess my number example, as we did in B4J before. I will not get into too much details about the various components. They will be covered in following tutorials. As always, we start by creating a new project. There is only a single type of project in B4A. And we save it. The project starts with two modules: the starter service and the main activity. The program always starts from the starter service. The first code that will be executed is the code in service create and then in service start, and usually the next step will be the creation of the activity, and activity create will be called. Let's create the interface. It's very similar to the steps we did in B4J. Over here you can see a real device. I'm using a software named Reflector to cast its screen. I'll be using B4A bridge to connect to the device. It's already connected, but if it wasn't connected, we should have connected over here. What you see is what you get. Designer is on the device itself. We need to click here to connect. Let's add a text and edit text. It will be anchored to both sides and a button anchored to the right. I'm setting the input type to numbers. We will handle the click event and the enter pressed event. I'm also adding a reference to the edit text. Set the title. Note that in B4A we can move the views from the device. This feature is available for historic reasons. I don't think that you should use it too much. Let's undo the change and save the layout. Now to the main activity code. Activity modules have two globals subs, process globals and globals. The globals sub is specific for UI elements. It is better to declare other types in the process global sub, which is the standard global sub. We will talk about this in the tutorial about the activities lifecycle. If we try, however, to put the view in the process global sub, then we will get an error because it is an activity object. Okay, so if you remember the program, we need to have a random number We need to load the layout. We're using the activity object. It is an object that is always available in activity modules. Like this. We will delegate the enter pressed event to button guess. And we will let the user guess a number and check it. I want to show a message box if the value is not a number. I will not use message box or message box 2 as these are modal dialogues and are not recommended. Instead, we will use message box async. It is not blocking. Note that the only case where it will not be a number is if the field is empty. This is because we set the input type to numbers. However, it is better to go on the safe side and validate the input. I'm also changing the package name. And let's run it. And open. Note that in debug mode, in many cases, we can run our app without making a full compilation. The green window over here tells you that a full compilation was not required. We can also make changes to the code. And still rerun our app without a full compilation. You can also press on this. Okay, looks good. We can add I'm saving the project to update the code on the fly. We need to improve something here. Clicking on the Done button closes the keyboard. We can use the IME library to prevent it, but I will leave it for now. Let's log the number. Whenever we start the program, you can see lifecycle related message. Service starter was created, and then the activity was created. If we rotate the device, then the activity is destroyed and recreated. This will cause our number to change, the computer number, which is not very nice because the user expects it to be the same. The solution is to use the first time parameter. And only to set the number when first time is true. It will only be true when the activity is first created. Thus, we will use CS Builder to add some colors. Much better. Okay, that's it for our very first Android application. Thank you.